From the trailer getting a huge number of dislikes the day it was uploaded onto YouTube, to Marvel struggling with quality consistency ever since Avengers Endgame, here's the real reason why the Marvel's teaser trailer wasn't well received by the MCU fanbase. But first, let's talk about what the teaser trailer tells us about the movie. So basically, the Marvel's teaser shows how the three lead characters' powers work in cohesion. Using their skills, they're teleported into each other's locations, which brings them together to figure out what's been going on. As for the actors we're going to be seeing in the Marvels, Teyonah Parris is taking Monica Rambeau to the big screen after making her debut in WandaVision, while Iman Vellani, who played Kamala Khan in Ms. Marvel, is also moving from TV to the big screen. It's about time, right? As for the villain, Zawe Ashton as Dar-Ben, a Kree warrior, seems to be the movie's big bad. But arguably, the best thing about the trailer is the return of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Oh, and who can forget about Goose, the cat-looking alien from the first Captain Marvel movie. But despite its star-studded cast, there are quite a few fans who've taken issue with the lead character, Brie Larson. It might be because of her vocal support for gender equality and her feminist views. I'll get to that in a minute. For now, you just need to know that Larson's been making her a target ever since the first Captain Marvel came out. Captain Marvel still did very well at the box office, making more than $1 billion. Now, do they really hate Larson that much? To review bomb the Marvel's trailer, it's clear that the fans were clearly unhappy with what they saw, mainly because it was nothing like what they had hoped for. According to fans, Brie Larson, who plays the titular Captain Marvel, isn't good enough to be in the MCU.
There are tabs for that.
Yeah, but then I'd be sleeping.
A fan tweeted his hot take, saying, "Captain Marvel isn't really interesting. Nick Fury basically carried the first movie," while they also complained about how she was barely there in Endgame, and that he speculated that in the Marvels, she'll be relying on Kamala, Monica, and Nick Fury to carry her again. Damn, he must have seen some other Captain Marvel then. Another reason why the fans are upset is simply because of the tone of the teaser trailer. Many people think that the clip is too chaotic and tries too hard to be funny, which hurts the story and characters. Wow, this almost seems like a hate campaign brewing against the film, right? Speaking of hate campaigns, another way campaigns like these show up is when the people behind them get their followers to dislike and review bomb the projects. Now, this is done to show that their small group is actually the majority. Actually, I have the perfect example for this. She-Hulk got bad reviews before it even came out on Disney+. In the past few years, other shows and movies have been bombed by reviews, especially those with non-white, non-straight, or non-male stars. It's almost as if fans don't want diversity in the MCU. And that's the thing, really. Racism and sexism are still very real problems all over the world. And because of this, it's possible that a lot of people don't like the trailer for the Marvels. Just because the movie features a trio of women leading the cast. Another thing to note is that when compared to Captain Marvel's teaser, the response to the Marvel's teaser was very, very different, and this is truly disappointing. The first footage from the sequel shows a number of fun moments that build on the MCU's Phase 4 projects. But you know what I think? Disney and Marvel Studios should have learned from what happened to Larson during Captain Marvel's press tour. I hope they'll be able to protect the stars of the sequels from the hate that made the teaser trailer the most disliked MCU trailer on YouTube. Now, I don't know if this backlash will affect how well the Marvels does at the box office, but it should definitely wake Marvel up, simply because fans' hopes for Phase 4 of the MCU are at an all-time low, and many are wondering if it will ever reach the same heights as Avengers Endgame. Some fans collectively thought that the MCU would slow down to prepare for Avengers Secret Wars, while others feel that the quality of recent MCU material has gone down. It worries them that they might lose interest in Marvel's future movies.
It's all blank. My life.
But that's the risk Marvel seems to be taking. With the Marvels, it's clear that Marvel Studios wants to change its direction. The tone of the trailer is very different from the first Captain Marvel movie, and the company is trying to meet what fans want. However, it's too soon to tell how well the movie will do at the box office. But since the trailer has gotten a lot of bad reviews, it's clear that the movie has a hard road ahead of it. It's also possible that Marvel Studios will be able to win back the trust of fans. But it's also possible that they won't won't be able to make up for the damage they've already done, which I hope is not the case. But here's the deal. Of course, not all criticisms of the Marvels or the MCU as a whole were unjustified. Firstly, the production value of the Marvels is often criticized online, while some people are comparing it to a Disney Plus movie. On top of that, recent Marvel movies like Thor, Love and Thunder, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania have also been attacked for looking cheap and putting VFX artists to the limit at work. Fans have also said that the MCU makes creative choices that hurt variety. On top of that, fans also didn't like how She-Hulk Attorney at Law used questionable CGI effects to make Tatiana Maslany bigger, instead of hiring a bigger actor to play the title role. And now fans are upset that Captain Marvel's second outing will be shared with two other female superheroes. While more solo superhero movies based on less well-known male characters are getting the green light. But while Brie Larson received so much hate for her role in the MCU, the thing is, aside from being a woman, all Larson had to do to anger the haters was say that Captain Marvel will be a different type of female hero. And this is clear from the movie itself, which uses scenes and settings from other superhero movies, but with a woman as the hero instead of a man. As a result, this movie helped give female heroes the same kind of movie language that male heroes have had since Christopher Reeve's Superman. Fans have also thought for a long time that comics and genre stories are mostly for boys, most of whom are white. But guess what? This was never the case. As it seems, it was just how companies and publishers sold their products, to which Larson and the team behind her questioned that idea. And as we saw in the trailer for The Marvels and She-Hulk Attorney at Law, these stories aren't just for women and kids.
Come on.
3-9.
GRX V1600.
When you look at the rest of Marvel's work, giving that part of the fan base more attention isn't just a step toward fairness. In fact, it's about getting rid of old ideas and biases in favor of a much better message that everyone can be a superhero. But there were many other reasons why viewers might like or dislike the Marvels, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, or any other MCU movie. But the worst criticism of Captain Marvel came before people even saw the movie. And when it comes to the Marvels, it's a good sign that this kind of nonsense is no longer found in fan spaces. As a result, this movie, just like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, will be judged on its own merits, not based on who is in the cast or who interviews them to sell the film. And well, I think the credit goes to She-Hulk for that. With that being said, that's all from my end on the real reason why the Marvel trailer is hated by the fans.
From the ground up. You grew up here.
You were the obvious choice.
No satellites, no ships.
I think I got it.
Oh. Yeah, I think she went that way.